everyone. Today we're going to be creating a database in our Microsoft SQL Server Express 2014. And this is a free edition of SQL Server. It's ideal for learning and developing the desktop, web, and small server applications. And you can have a database size of 10 gigabytes or more. Now, last time we installed the SQL Server Express 2014, and today what we'll do is create a database in that, and we're going to be using what we call SQL Server Management Studio, which is a full-blown package that comes with the Express version. And we will be using the GUI interface as opposed to scripting. So we'll use the GUI interface to actually create this database. So the first thing we have to do is call up our database. Here I put the icon for the SQL Server 2014 management up there. But what we can do is also you can go to Start menu. You can do All Programs, SQL Server 2014. And then select SQL Server 2014 Management Studio. And what will happen is it will come up with the Management Studio, as you see here, and it will ask you for your authentication. And we have two different versions we can do. We could do the SQL Server, or we could do Windows. So we choose which one we want. Today we'll do the SQL Server, and we will type in our password. And this is the same password that we did when we installed the software. And we'll say connect. Now over here it then connects. You can see my Object Explorer, and I can see there's my name of PC, the name of my installation, and then you can see here that we're actually connected as the System Administrator, SA. And under my databases here, you can actually see that there are a bunch of predetermined databases, say system database, and we have master, model, MSDB, and tempDB. And each one of these is used for a particular purpose. The master database stores user accounts, configuration settings, and information on all other databases. Your model, that actually is used as a template for all the other databases that you create. The MSDB is used by the SQL Server agent for configuring alerts, scheduling jobs, etc. And the tempDB, it holds temporary database information, or temporary information from SQL Server. And that includes temporary tables, stored procedures, any of that temporary information. So what we want to do is we want to actually create another database. So we go up here to the database, we right click, and sorry, that was system. We'll close that off. We'll actually go to the database. We'll right click and we'll hit Add New. And under the Add New, we'll type in our database name, and we'll call this ACC _DB. So that's what we have. Here's my logical name here. You can see that it creates actually two files, our database file and our log file. And over to the right, you will actually see the path in which it's going to try to put that information. Well, I want to actually specify where it goes. So what I can do is I'll change this path to SQL Express. So that's where I actually want the information to go. And we will also put it on both. There we go. So now I've created my database and I've got my paths on. So what I'll do is I'll hit OK. And what that's going to do is it actually puts a database right here. So there's my new database. And what you'll find is that it has my diagrams, my tables, my views. So if we look, what we'll do now is we'll actually add a table. And again, we do the same thing as we did before on our table. We take it, click it, and then we right click and we'll hit table. Alright. And what we can do now is, you can see my name of the database is table 1. And what we'll do is we'll just look at the properties. Of this database, and you see the name on the property here. So what we'll do is we'll change the name to table ACC, and then what we can do is we can start adding columns to this table in our database. So the first one we'll do is we'll type in date, and the data type on this will actually be a date. So you can see we have several different types. We could actually go date time. So it's all up to you what you want your database to contain. I'm just giving you an example here. Next one, we'll say we want a number of some sort. And under the number or data type, we'll say that it's going to be numeric, 18 digits long. And the third one, we'll say it's going to be a text. And the text could be anything at all. And we'll just assign that as text. There we go. So we have our table here. We have our column information. And so what we're going to do is we're going to save that. We can hit a couple ways of saving. You can see here that we hit this icon to save the table, or we can hit Control S, or we can hit File, Save Table, and it's going to save that table for us now. So now you see here that we have the table ACC DB. So we can close these fields off now. And what we'll do is, again, we look under here and under the tables, and we still don't see our tables. So sometimes we have to actually literally close down the Server Management Studio and restart it again. And when it restarts, we should be able to see that table. And we'll type in our password. Connect to our database. There we go. So under the database, there is our database that we actually started up or made. This is under our tables. There is our table that we created. And we can double click on that table and we can see our columns that we've just made. So it's very simple to make a database within the SQL Server, and remember that when we did that, we actually created those files in our on our F drive under SQL Express. So there's our two files that involve our database. Okay, that's it for now. If you liked the video and like to see more, there are 3 ways in which you can help us out. You can give us a thumbs up on this video so other people can find this information. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the end of the video. You can also go to ACC Automation and subscribe to our website. Then you'll get notifications every time we publish new content to the site. You'll also be getting 2 free ebooks on numbering systems and robust data logging. And the third thing you can do to help us out is tell a friend and colleague about the site. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.